YouTubers, they say technology is a distraction. They say AI is dangerous. But what if I told you that AI could actually strengthen your Imaan? That artificial intelligence could help you connect with the Quran, understand Hadith better, and even remind you pray? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, let's find out. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that will challenge the way you see technology. Can AI, something built by humans, actually help us grow closer to Allah? Many Muslims see technology as a double-edged sword. It can be a source of distraction, but it can also be a tool for knowledge and guidance. In this video, we'll explore how AI can be used in an Islamic way, backed by Quranic teachings, Hadith, and real-world examples. So let's get started. We live in an era where distractions are woven into the fabric of our daily lives. The moment we wake up, our first instinct is often to check our phones. Notifications flood our screens, messages demand immediate responses, and endless streams of content wait to be consumed. Social media, Netflix, online gaming. These platforms are designed to captivate us, keeping our attention locked in a never-ending cycle of consumption. But here's the real question. Where does our faith fit into this? How often do we find ourselves immersed in these digital distractions, pushing our spiritual responsibilities to the side? Have we ever caught ourselves saying, "I'll pray in 5 minutes," only to realize an hour has passed, and we haven't moved from our screens? It's not intentional neglect. It's the way technology has been engineered. Algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, pulling us into an abyss of content, where one video leads to another, one post sparks curiosity, and before we know it, time has slipped away. The irony of our modern world is that the very technology that distracts us also holds the potential to deepen our connection to our faith. Technology itself is neutral. It has no moral compass. It is merely a tool shaped by the intentions of its users. While it can divert our focus, it can also be harnessed to strengthen our Imaan. Think about it. How many of us struggle to maintain a consistent schedule for prayer? How often do we wish we had better access to Islamic knowledge, but don't know where to begin? The very devices that tempt us away from spirituality can also become powerful instruments for our religious growth, if only we learn to use them wisely. Yet, for many of us, the balance is difficult to strike. The ease with which we access entertainment and distractions overshadows our efforts to cultivate our faith. It's not uncommon to see people spending hours engaged in social media debates about Islamic topics, rather than actually seeking authentic knowledge. The fast-paced, attention-grabbing nature of the digital world makes it harder to sit down with a book of Hadith or reflect on the Quran with sincerity and focus. One of the biggest reasons we struggle with faith in the digital age is information overload. Every second, we are bombarded with new content. Videos, memes, articles, tweets. Our brains are overstimulated, constantly processing vast amounts of information, much of which is trivial or even harmful. This overstimulation affects our ability to engage in deep reflection, something that is crucial for spiritual growth. Islam places great emphasis on contemplation. The Quran repeatedly encourages us to reflect. Do they not reflect within themselves? Surah Ar-Rum 30:8. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding. Surah Al-Imran 3:190. But when was the last time we truly sat in silence and pondered over the signs of Allah? The constant influx of notifications makes it nearly impossible to achieve the mental stillness required for deep spiritual contemplation. Our minds, conditioned to expect immediate gratification, find it difficult to engage in the slow, deliberate process of self-reflection. This is one of the greatest challenges of faith in the modern era. Our attention is fragmented, making it harder to focus on our connection with Allah. Another major challenge is the culture of instant gratification that technology fosters. Everything today is designed for speed. If a video doesn't capture our attention within the first few seconds, we swipe away. If an article is too long, we skim through it or abandon it altogether. This habit of expecting immediate satisfaction extends to our religious practices as well. We seek quick answers to complex Islamic questions without putting the effort to truly understand them. We want spirituality, but we want in the form of a 5-minute motivational video rather than through consistent effort in worship and study. This mindset is dangerous because true faith is built on patience, perseverance, and dedication, qualities that require us to slow down and engage deeply with our religion. The Prophet Muhammad spent years in solitude and reflection before receiving revelation. The scholars of Islam dedicated their entire lives to the study of Deen. Compare that to our modern approach. where we expect to strengthen our faith through short, surface-level interactions with religious content. One of the clearest examples of technology's impact on our faith is the struggle to maintain khushu concentration. In Salah, many of us have experienced this. We stand for prayer, but our minds are still occupied with the last thing we saw on our phone. A notification we receive before Salah lingers in our thoughts. We rush through our recitation because we feel the urge to check our messages. The Quran warns us about this state of heedlessness. Woe to those who pray, but are heedless of their prayer. Surah Al-Imaan 107:4-5. Salah is meant to be a moment of disconnect from the dunya, a time where we stand in the presence of Allah with full devotion. But how often do we allow our devices to steal that sacred moment from us? The ability to focus in Salah requires training the mind to detach from worldly distractions. Yet, with technology constantly vying for our attention, this becomes increasingly difficult. Another challenge that affects our spiritual well-being is the illusion of social media. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter create a distorted perception of reality. We see people showcasing their best moments, their successes, and their seemingly perfect lives. This leads to comparison, envy, and even dissatisfaction with our own blessings. Islam teaches us to focus on gratitude, yet social media often makes us feel like we are lacking. The Prophet said, "Look at those who are lower than you, and do not look at those who are above you, lest you belittle the favors Allah conferred upon you." Muslim, the more we consume curated content, the more we risk developing a mindset that contradicts the principles of contentment and gratitude in Islam. Technology has also reshaped the way many Muslims perceive their identity. With the rise of influencers and online personalities, Islamic teachings are sometimes diluted or misrepresented to fit modern trends. Young Muslims often look to social media figures for religious guidance, sometimes without verifying their credibility. This creates confusion, as different opinions are spread without context or proper scholarly interpretation. While it's beneficial to have access to diverse Islamic content online, we must be cautious. Islam is not about following trends. It is a way of life rooted in divine guidance. The responsibility lies with us to ensure that the information we consume aligns with authentic Islamic teachings. The first step to reclaiming our faith in a digital world is recognizing the problem. Once we acknowledge how technology affects our Imaan, we can take steps to counter its negative effects. Here are a few strategies to help. Set boundaries with technology. Allocate specific times for social media and entertainment, ensuring they don't interfere with your acts of worship. Prioritize real-life worship over digital content. No matter how beneficial Islamic videos or podcasts are, they should never replace direct engagement with the Quran, Salah, and Dua. Practice digital minimalism. Unfollow accounts that negatively impact your faith. Disable unnecessary notifications, and reduce screen time to avoid mindless scrolling. Create a distraction-free prayer environment. Turn off your phone or place it in another room before Salah to ensure complete focus. Engage in real-life Islamic communities. Online learning is valuable, but nothing replaces connection and knowledge gained from attending a masjid or sitting with a scholar in person. How AI can help strengthen your Imaan. One of the biggest blessings of AI is its ability to make knowledge more accessible. Traditionally, learning the Quran required a teacher, a physical copy of the book, and a dedicated learning space. But today, AI-powered apps can teach you tajweed, correct your pronunciation, and even explain tafsir. For example, apps like Tartil AI use voice recognition to help you recite the Quran correctly. If you make a mistake, the AI points it out in real time. Imagine having a virtual teacher available 24/7, guiding you through your recitation. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best among you are those who learn the Quran and teach it." Bukhari. With AI, learning and teaching the Quran has never been easier. There's a growing number of AI tools that can help Muslims understand Hadith and Islamic rulings. Imagine having an AI that can instantly pull up authentic Hadith on any topic you ask about. Instead of spending hours searching for answers, AI can filter out misinformation and provide reliable Islamic knowledge from trusted sources. Real-world example platforms like IslamQA already use advanced search algorithms to provide instant answers to common Islamic questions. In the future, AI could personalize responses based on a person's specific situation, ensuring guidance that aligns with Islamic principles. The Prophet said, "When Allah wishes good for someone, He bestows upon him the understanding of the religion." Bukhari and Muslim. AI can help more Muslims gain that understanding faster and more accurately. Let's be honest. How many times have you forgotten to pray on time? AI-driven apps can now remind you, track your prayers, and even offer encouragement. Some apps are designed to analyze your habits and send personalized reminders based on your routine. Apps like Muslim Pro and AIinIslam use AI to provide precise prayer times, Qibla direction, and even Islamic content to keep you engaged in your faith throughout the day. The Quran states, "An established prayer and gives a ka and bow with those who bow in worship and obedience." Surah Al-Baqarah 243. AI can be the nudge that helps us fulfill this obligation more consistently. Have you ever had a religious question in the middle of the night with no scholar to ask? AI chatbots trained on Islamic knowledge can provide immediate answers. While AI should never replace scholars, it can serve as a quick reference tool. The Ask AI feature on some Islamic websites allows users to type in questions and get instant responses based on authentic sources. Seeking knowledge is an obligation for every Muslim. AI makes this easier by providing quick access to reliable Islamic teachings. Now, this brings us to the big question. Is AI even allowed in Islam? Some people fear AI. They think it's unnatural, a creation of man that disrupts the balance Allah has set. Others see it as a revolutionary tool that can uplift society, including the Muslim Ummah. But as with everything in life, Islam teaches us to seek knowledge and wisdom before making judgments. So, what does Islam really say about AI? The first thing we need to understand is that AI is just a tool, like a knife, the internet, or even money. A knife can be used to prepare food or harm someone. The internet can be a source of education or a means to spread falsehood. Money can be used for charity or corruption. Similarly, AI is neither inherently good nor bad. Its moral value depends on how it is used. In Islam, the intention, niyya, behind an action is crucial. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Actions are judged by intentions, and every person will be rewarded according to their intention." Bukhari and Muslim. So, if AI is used for good, such as learning the Quran, spreading authentic Islamic knowledge, or helping Muslims stay on the right path, it is a blessing. But if it is used to deceive, spread misinformation, or lead people away from faith, then it is harmful. Some argue that AI is problematic because it tries to replicate human intelligence, which Allah has given uniquely to mankind. They fear that creating intelligent machines might be a form of trying to imitate Allah's creation, something strictly forbidden in Islam. However, there is a clear distinction. AI does not have a soul. It does not have consciousness. It does not make decisions the way humans do. It only follows commands based on human programming. AI is not a creator. It is simply a tool designed by humans to process information. Islam acknowledges human creativity and innovation as long as it aligns with ethical boundaries. The Quran encourages mankind to explore, learn, and advance in knowledge. Say, are those who know equal to those who do not know? Only those who possess intellect take admonition. Surah Ar-Rum 39:9. Allah has given humans intellect and reasoning to advance in technology. The real question is whether we respect the ethical limits set by Islam while developing and using AI. AI, when used correctly, can be a tool that strengthens our faith rather than weakens it. Here are a few examples of how AI can be a blessing for the Ummah. Learning the Quran and Hadith AI-powered apps can help improve recitation, memorize verses, and provide tafsir explanations in different languages. Islamic Research AI can process vast amount of hadith and scholarly works, making it easier for Muslims to find authentic sources. Prayer and spiritual reminder smart assistants can remind users of prayer times, track religious habits, and encourage spiritual growth. Accessibility for all AI can help the elderly, the visually impaired, or those with disabilities access Islamic teachings more easily. Combating misinformation AI can help verify Islamic content online, reducing the spread of fake religious information. So, does AI really take us away from Islam? Not necessarily. If used correctly, it can bring us closer to Allah by making religious knowledge more accessible. Where AI becomes dangerous. Despite the many benefits, AI does have risks, especially when used irresponsibly. Islam warns against excessive misuse of any worldly tool. AI becomes dangerous when it spreads false information about Islam. AI chatbots and search engines can sometimes provide incorrect Islamic rulings, leading to misunderstandings about the faith. Encourages laziness in religious practice. If people rely too much on AI and stop making efforts to learn directly from scholars or books, it can weaken the traditional ways of seeking knowledge. increases surveillance and privacy issues. AI is often used for data collection, which can lead to privacy violations and unethical tracking of Muslims. Creates dependency on technology. Islam teaches us balance. If Muslims become overly reliant on AI to remind them to pray or fast, it may reduce personal effort and sincerity in worship. The Quran warns against blindly following things without reflection. And do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart, about all those one will be questioned. Surah Al-Isra 17:36. So, while AI can be helpful, it should never replace human effort, spiritual discipline, or seeking knowledge from authentic scholars. The Islamic ruling on AI, halal or haram. So is AI halal? The simple answer is, it depends on how it is used. Islam is not against technology. It is against the misuse of technology. The same principle applies to AI. The Quran encourages mankind to use knowledge wisely, and He has subjected to you whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, all from Him. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who reflect. Surah Al-Jathiyah 45:13. Islamic scholars generally agree that AI is permissible halal if used for beneficial purposes. However, if AI is used to spread falsehood, harm people, or create unethical systems, then it becomes haram. For example, halal AI uses learning Islamic knowledge, helping with disabilities, security, health, financial assistance, or improving productivity. Haram AI uses spreading haram content, replacing human judgment in critical religious matters, deepfake technology used for deception, or creating systems that lead people away from Allah. Islamic rulings always focus on intention and impact. If AI helps humanity and follows ethical guidelines, it is permissible. But if it leads to harm, deception, or corruption, it must be avoided. As AI advances, Muslims must ask themselves, are we using AI to get closer to Allah or further away? The real danger is not the technology itself, but the way people use it. In the past, similar concerns were raised about the printing press, television, and the internet. Yet today, we use these technologies to spread the message of Islam worldwide. AI should be approached with caution, but not fear, instead of rejecting AI outright. Muslims should take an active role in developing ethical AI systems that align with Islamic values. At the end of the day, AI is not a replacement for faith. It's not a substitute for reading the Quran, making dua, or seeking knowledge from scholars, but it is a tool, a powerful one that can either strengthen our Iman or weaken it, depending on how we use it. Imagine a future where AI helps Muslims memorize the Quran with precision, where AI chatbots provide instant Islamic guidance, and where technology becomes a force for good in our deen. That future isn't far away. In fact, it's already here. So, the question is, how will you use AI? Will it be a distraction, or will it be a means to get closer to Allah? The Prophet Muhammad said, "Indeed, the world is sweet and green, and verily Allah is going to install you as vicegerents in it in order to see how you act." Muslim, so how will we act? Will we use AI as a means to strengthen our Iman, or will we let it distract us from our purpose? The choice is ours. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe for more content on AI and Islam. Thank you for watching.